So I think this is a good card. I'm not going to call it amazing, not going to call it great. I would agree it's a utilitarian toolbox card.
Hello and welcome to the Forgeborn Finishing School. Casey, Kid, and Core here. We'll be analyzing Forgeborn battles to help take your game to the next level.
This is a card I've heard recently some players say that they're not always excited to see this in their deck, and though sometimes useful, they think of it as more of a toolbox card, and generally aren't extremely happy to see it in their deck. I do agree with the utilitarian kind of toolbox card, but this is a card that I always want in the toolbox, and I'm always happy to see the Blightskull Bomb. There's a couple of quick comparisons I want to make to set 1 cards that come to mind. One would be Spirit Leash. So Spirit Leash at level 1 gives an enemy creature -4/-4 and gives one of your spirits +2/+2. So you can see it's a pseudo removal that gives your spirits an additional attack. Blightskull Bomb is similar in that it is pseudo removal. Your opponent gets to choose the creature that they're destroying at level 1. At level 2, you get to give them 2 options, and then at level 3, you just get to destroy that creature. That's where this one shines a little bit more than the Spirit Leash. Spirit Leash is kind of generally killing weaker things on that level, and then giving your spirit a set amount. I will say Blightskull Bomb is best used when your opponent only has 1 creature, so that you're effectively destroying the only creature they have, and then often you don't get that spirit buff. However, it has come into effect, and it can be effectual as well. But Blightskull Bomb is something your opponent always has to keep in mind. If they're going into the next round and you set a creature off to not block their only creature in play, they always have to keep in mind they might draw Blightskull Bomb, so my first play needs to be a creature if possible. These are some of the things that I like to keep in mind when I play with cards like this. The other one that I want to equate this to is, in my opinion, the superior version of this card, and that's Necrovive. Necrovive says each enemy player destroys 1 creature at level 1. It says the same thing at level 2, except for it's free if they have more creatures than you, and then at level 3, it's just free. So that's a better card. However, the stock on Blightskull Bomb is only going up because in set 3, Spirit is a huge synergistic pairing, and there's a lot of extra spirits in all of the factions, therefore making the second part of this more often to trigger. So I think this is a good card. I'm not going to call it amazing, not going to call it great. I would agree it's a utilitarian toolbox card. However, like I said before, I always want this in my toolbox, and I'm always happy to see it. The biggest reason I didn't cover before is that it is not level gated. So this can be one of the best underdrops that you can get. Essentially, at level 3, if they only have 1 big bad creature out, let's say it's a Swamp Moss Lurker, this thing can get rid of it easily. So those are my thoughts on the Blightskull Bomb. Curious what you think below. Thanks.
Thanks for attending this lesson of the Forgeborn Finishing School. If you like this video, please subscribe, comment, or consider donating to our Patreon account. We look forward to our next lesson.